Carrie Steele Logan, also known as the Mother of Orphans, was born in 1829 and passed away in 1900. Carrie Steele Logan was born into slavery and orphaned as a young girl in Georgia in 1829. As a former slave, Carrie Steele has no birth certificate, and there is no information about her time as a slave or information about her parents. Information on Carrie Steele is limited. This incredible woman in history should be known worldwide. Her story needs to be told, and the differences that she has made in so many lives is astonishing. Carrie Steele worked as a Morton at the Macon Railroad Station after the Civil War. She then moved to Atlanta, taking a position of stewardess at Union Station. Steele was living on a salary of $100 a month. She was also a volunteer probation officer. In the 20 years Carrie worked as a stewardess, she became concerned about the homeless black orphans. She got permission to bring the homeless children onto an empty boxcar during the day to keep an eye on the children. After work, Steele would bring the children to her home. Eventually, her home exceeded the amount of children that could fit into her small cottage. Steele eventually resigned from the Union Station and married Joseph Lang of New York. Steele wrote a book telling her life story, which she sold on the streets to raise money for a larger home. Steele sold her cottage and solicited donations from her community. After selling her cottage, raising funds, and the money from her book, Steele was able to serve a character for the Carrie Steele Orphanage. She purchased 4 acres of land and had a 3-storied brick home built for $5,000 in 1892. The orphanage allowed for 50 children. The mayor and city council adjusted the lease from 10 years to 99 years. The orphanage is the oldest black orphanage in the nation. A quote attributed to Steele was published in the Atlanta Journal in 1989. The orphanage is meant to care for and train to honest labor of hundreds of colored orphans who are growing up as material of the chain gang. Carrie Steele's plan was to teach the children, to prepare them for adulthood. All of the children attended school. Instructions in domestic services included farm work and was also taught the Bible. All of these activities happened at the orphanage. Carrie Steele, a former slave, a self-taught woman, had to address the city council, legislative committees, and had to appear in front of large white congressionalists to ask for aid. All of her requests were answered, and she was trusted with the handling of the money and all of the completion of the work on the home. In 1929, the home became a part of the original agencies that was supported by the Atlanta Community Chest and later became part of the United Way. Being part of the United Way gave contributions towards the home's expenses. In 1963, the home was moved to a 23-acre area in the northwest area of Atlanta, known as the Carrie Steele-Pitts home. Carrie Steele Logan directed the home until the day she passed away in the 1900s. She is buried beside her husband in the Oakland Cemetery in Atlanta. Her gravestone reads, "Mother of children, she hath done all she could." Carrie Steele Logan was inducted into the Georgia Women's Hall of Fame achievement. Carrie was succeeded by her assistant, Clara Pitts. Clara continued to work at the orphanage for 40 years. Pitt was succeeded by her daughter, Mary Maxwell Yates. It's estimated that over the 120 years the orphanage has been running, there has been over 20,000 children that has been helped. The Carrie Steele-Pitts Orphanage is a non-profit organization that continues the same mission that Steele had founded. While the name has changed to recognize Clara Pitts, the standard has not. Steele-Pitts Orphanage is still operating today with the same mission that it was founded. It's now located at 667 Fairview Road, Northwest Atlanta. There is a large 35-acre campus that offers residential care. People interested in donating to the orphanage, or if you just want to research this incredible woman who started this, you can visit www.csph.org. Carrie Steele Logan is a remarkable woman in history. She faced so many challenges in her time that most people could not think possible to overcome. A born orphan slave, self-taught to read and write, a maid for a railroad company, a volunteer probation officer, made a difference in so many children's lives. Remember the woman, Carrie Steele Logan, an orphan, a slave, a woman owning land, a black woman standing in front of a large white legislative committee. Think about the differences that she has made. Think about the obstacles that she has faced and overcome. Think about the children's lives that she has impacted, and think about that impact and how strong of an impact that is for her mission to still continue today.